How can you tell that your dog is still a dog? Huh? Well, he's being himself right now. I know that much. Yeah. You're just a little dog, aren't you? Just a little dog. So what's up, guys? Summer's almost over. About to be heading back to class soon. Having to deal with this little mutt right here. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. But hey, on the plus side, this will be the last 2 semesters I have over the college before I graduate. If I pass my damn classes. But yeah, I'm hoping everything goes well. Bless you. Come on, let's go back inside. Anyway, real quick. Look, it's you. So I had to relocate because of a whole bunch of other stuff. Namely, sister gets hungry. So I'm going to be trying to get all this taken care of. And my opinions on the Smash rule set from here. Let's get started, shall we? As soon as my computer gets done finicking around. Alright, I think this is a lot better of a camera position, but we also got the rule set up and loaded. And I will be bringing up OBS. Come on, OBS, work with me. You need to work with me. Preview. Perfect. Alright. Now, allow me to read off the Melee recommended rule set for all of you guys so that way you can get a gist of what the whole community is about to be heading towards. The document intends to establish a competition committee to create a standardized rule set. Okay, although there is no governing body requiring anyone to use this rule set, the founding organizers and signatories of this document pledge to abide by and enforce the rule set at events they host. So basically, hey, this is the rule set. All future rule set changes to be reflected in the document shall go through an amendment proposal phase at designated intervals. The first amendment proposal shall begin immediately, August 2017, so this month. After which there will be another iteration no longer than 6 months later, so we're gonna give it some time. 2.1. The competition committee is the sum of 2 separate voting bodies, the leadership panel, or the committee of 5 with Crimson Blur, Juggle Guy, Dr. Z, Nintendude, and she/Met.Zeb with them sharing the seat. So you have 5 influential people who are going to be talking out and reflecting the rule set. Okay, I'll roll with it for now. And the at-large panel, 2.3, which will be determined at a later date. The at-large panel consists of 25 well-respected members of the wider community, the majority of which will likely be players, though there is interest to include tournament organizers, commentators, and other community figures as well. Each member will propose 5 candidates, after which the remaining 4 members shall vote from the candidate's inclusion. If a candidate is accepted if they pass a majority vote, best 3 out of 4. You have 30 people basically telling me this is the rule set. As much as I would like to say that this is actually a good thing because we're actually getting down to the nitty-gritty of who and what the rules are. It's having 30 people only, though, would cause, I don't know if there's going to be bias in that whole voting system or not, but it feels like there could be, depending on, hey, these are the guys that the 5 of us are voting on. Now, even though it's a majority rule, hey, this is what's happening, I still feel there could be some terms of bias, because if one person who won't agree with this one guy goes along with it, then we're gonna have a problem. Amendments. This is something interesting. Rule set changes may be proposed by community members during designated proposal phases, to be announced by the leadership panel. All proposals must be sent to the Gmail account, and it'll be on the PDF. It'll be in the video. You can just look at it, type it out, pause the video, do that. A red line of this document will with all changes clearly outlined. For example, blah 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 blah. It needs a red line of the document, a cover letter, technical documentation of applicable, and data from test tournaments, locals. After submission, each member of the panel will consider the proposal and whether it is appropriate for review. Once 10 proposals have been reviewed, the proposal phase ends and future proposals will be taken into consideration for the next one. Let's see, voting. If an amendment enters the voting process, it will be the first to be brought to a vote by the leadership panel. If it receives at least 3 of the 5 votes, it will then be voted by the at-large panel. So, Crimson Blur, Juggle Guy, and Nintendo say yes to a rule that you have put into submission, then we get the other 25 people saying, hey, this is the decision that was being made, and those 25 people will vote for it. So I still feel like it's kind of the bigger body now automatically goes to the governmental body. Jesus Christ, this thing is a government. Vacancies. If a member of the leadership panel resigns from the committee, the leadership panel may make a reasonable effort to replace the member ASAP with a qualified individual. Warm-ups, periods, and controller tests may not exceed 30 seconds. Violation of this rule may result in an automatic forfeit at discretion of tournament organizers. So, for example, if I pick Puff and my opponent picks Fox, and for about a minute he practices his tech, I would have the right to talk to the tournament organizer, hey, he's taking too long. In that case, the Fox may automatically be thrown out. I can understand that because we want to get to the game. We want to play. If a player either intentionally or accidentally pauses the game by either press the start button or unplugging his or her opponent's controller, the player who paused forfeits a stock. The penalty may be increased to multiple stock forfeiture or game forfeiture at discretion of tournament organizer. I can understand the single stock loss. I cannot understand just automatically giving the game away. Unless it's like last stock, in which case, yeah, you pause at last stock, you're gone. Restarts. The tournament organizers may approve a game restart due to exceptional circumstances such as power outage. And that actually brings up one of the other older tournaments. I completely forget the name of it. But that was a thing, and we do restart the match for that kind of purpose. Stalling, or exceedingly delaying the game or match, may result in game or match forfeit. Players may stall for the purpose of waiting out a particular transformation on Pokemon Stadium, aka Fire or the Earth ones that they're not exactly going to be going through the tree or going over a boulder, so to speak. If a game was played under misconfiguration of game settings, a player may petition the tournament organizer to have the game replayed. If the The final decision is at the discretion of the TO. Must be done immediately after the game in question. After the next game is started, the previous game shall not be replayed regardless of whether the rules were set correctly. So if somebody says it was at 9 minutes, we have a problem. Coaching. Defined as deliberately giving or receiving advice to or from another person during a match or sets is not allowed and may result in penalties for both parties. During a match or in between sets during grand finals. The Hungry Box thing with Liquid Crunch versus SFAT will not fly anymore. And that's completely understandable, because you're in the middle of a game. Don't ask other people for help. Do it on your own. Before the match or after the match, Mango will talk to Tafo. And that's understandable. I can get behind that. But the automatic, like, oh look, I lost game 1. Hey coach, I need your help over here. Won't fly. Penalties. Players who break the rules in this document are subjected to penalties including, but not limited to, the following. Match restart, loss of the game, loss of the match, or prize money forfeiture. Any penalties imposed on a player may be available to the public by TOs in their sole discretion. We get to the code of conduct. This one's a little tricky. Well, actually, it's not that tricky. All players are expected to exhibit good sportsmanship and maintain respect for one another and for all tournament organizers and spectators. Players are expected to play at their best at all times and avoid any behavior inconsistent with the principles of good sportsmanship, honesty, or fair play. Behavior that is considered to be inappropriate and in violation of the Code of Conduct includes, but is not limited to, the following. Interfering with tournament operations. So, if you're not a part of the tournament organizer's help list, and you do something stupid, like, hey, I want to help, and you're automatically helping, but you didn't ask, I want to help, they can kick you out. Acting in an unsportsmanlike or disruptive manner to annoy, abuse, threaten, or harass any person. So the stream monster behavior. Great. Skeptical of it, because the unsportsmanlike behavior could still be there, like the whole if someone were to say this guy sucks, fuck him up kind of thing, then it would be an annoying tactic, but who's honestly going to be listening to that when it's like stuff like that. Now if it's a high level player against a low level player, like, say, Mango versus Scrubitis92. If somebody were to say, hey, this guy sucks, fuck him up, Mango. Like, that would be a completely different thing because of the differentiation in skill gap. Like, people already know that Mango will beat Scrubitis92, but the fact that it was someone shouting, this guy sucks at Scrubitis when Scrubitis knows he sucks, it automatically can make people feel unwelcome in the community. I can understand why they would kick him out. At the same time, though, if it's like Mango versus Mewtwo King, and somebody would be like, this guy sucks, fuck him up, Mango, then Mewtwo King will be like, who cares? And he'll continue with his chain grab. So, I'm a little on the fence about it, because differentiation in skill gap is also a factor to consider when that rule applies. Engaging in collusion. That should be a no-brainer. Cheating of any sort through any means. Don't cheat, you never get anywhere through it. Intentionally delaying or slowing gameplay or tampering with gameplay in an other known or unknown manner. I'm not too sure what that would be. Would that be like kind of the Icy's freeze glitch that they kind of had? That's banned in tournament? If that's what that rule is talking about, I can understand. But I don't know. It seems a little vague. If anyone can answer me that through the comment section, that would be greatly appreciated. offensive, vulgar, or obscene gamer tags. Sorry, Smokey McSixty9 420, or sorry, Sex Bomb, your name isn't gonna be allowed. Why? Because sex is in your gamer tag. Can't have that. I don't know why, but well. Sexism, ageism, racism, or any form of prejudice or bigotry is not allowed. So, don't be any of those things. Be a decent human being and don't say, "Hey, N-word," or "Hey, bit," or "Hey, old timer," or some sort of stupid mess like that. It's just act like a human being. Be respectful. Engaging in violence or any activity which is deemed in the judgment of the tournament organizers to be immoral, unethical, disgraceful, or contrary to common standards of decency. So don't beat anyone up. Don't be bullying other people against the lockers. Don't be that one jock in high school who's picking on that one nerd, but also don't be the nerd who's just gone off the deep end and brings a gun to the place. Don't do that. Engaging in an activity that is illegal in the jurisdiction where the affected player is located. Don't do drugs, kids. Offering any gift or reward to a player or tournament organizer for assistance designed to provide a competitive advantage to the person offering the gift or reward, or designed to impose a competitive disadvantage to the opponent. So don't bribe the tournament organizer for doing anything stupid. Don't say, "Hey, I got $100. Can I just automatically get by that?" You're gonna get kicked out. Using any language or wearing any clothing or apparel that is obscene, foul, vulgar, insulting, threatening, abusive, libelous, slanderous, defamatory, or otherwise offensive or objectionable, or promotes or incites hatred or discriminatory conduct. So if your t-shirt says "fuck you" on it, guess what? You're getting kicked out, or turn the shirt inside out. Taking any action or performing a gesture directed at the opposing player, official, or spectator, or inciting any individuals to do the same, which is insulting, mocking, disruptive, or unsportsmanlike. It's kind of just repeating another thing back then, honestly, to me. Just be a respectable human being. Touching or otherwise interfering with consoles, TVs, lights, cameras, or other tournament and or production equipment. Don't touch anything that doesn't belong to you, other than the stuff that you've bought over at the stands in SmashCon. Engaging in any type of behavior or conduct deemed inappropriate by the tournament organizer in their sole discretion. So any kind of rule that the TOs have, follow them, otherwise you get kicked out. Don't mess around with. Don't worry about what the rules are. Just say, "Hey, don't be a dick and follow the tournament organizer's rules." Sounds legit so far. Otherwise violating these rules. Okay, blah blah blah. Signatories, who's all the people there? Other signatories to be dated. Founding decisions, July 13th, 2017. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Should the timer be reduced to 7 minutes? I feel like it could have made interesting headway, because we have 4 stocks, 8 minutes as our standard rule. It would have been interesting to see 7 minutes in there, because the games would have gone by a little bit faster, and it would have been interesting to see. We'll never know, but I feel like in lower level plays, it wouldn't have differentiated a lot. In higher level plays, I feel like it could. Because after all, you've got the high level puff, the occasional ice climbers that are going to be playing the lame game a majority of the time. But at the same time, it's one of those where if you put like a Fox-Falco matchup in there, again, you're gonna get similar results. it's gonna go by, like, not even 8 minutes are gonna pass by, that kind of thing. Should there be a ledge grab limit for timeouts, and should wobbling be banned? I mentioned 2 rules in there because this is actually my verdict on it. If wobbling is not banned, there should not be a ledge grab limit. But if wobbling is banned, there will be a ledge grab limit. Because here's the thing. I have lost to wobbling. I have also lost to a pup who has completely grabbed ledge when I was 1 stock behind, 1 stock left, and he had 2 stocks, 0%. And he just kept doing that over and over again. Wasn't Hungry Box, but I have lost to that before. To me, if it's wobbling is banned, but the ledge grab limit is still in effect, Ice Climbers get nerfed really badly. Puff gets, like, completely buffed in that matchup. However, if the ledge grab limit is in place, but wobbling is not banned, Icies get a hell of a lot stronger, in my opinion. Because you can't timer scam with everything, and Nana and Popo can automatically say, hey, you're doing this, you're doing this. Guess what? You come up here, you're going to stay on stage, we're going to catch you eventually, and we're going to wobble you to death. You can't have one without the other. So the verdict overall for both of them was a no. Should case modifications, in example, shield drop notches, be legal? Everyone said yes. I say no. The reason is because of this. GameCube controllers are no longer being manufactured, and other off-brand manufacturers are going to take advantage of that because, hey, it's Smash Brothers. We can make a lot of money off of this. How do you know that those notches actually work? But that also goes for the should hardware modifications, i.e. Arduinos, be legal? And that was voted no. And that kind of confuses me because the Arduinos is this little computer chip that you put into your controller that helps you with said modding to the controller. Like, for me, it's a 50-50, it's a dual-edged sword, because it seems to me that the case modifications and the hardware modifications are similar. Because it's a mod, or it's a affection to the controller. And I don't think any controller should have that kind of thing. That being said, though, should controllers other than wired GameCube controllers, the Smashbox, be legal? And their verdict on it was no. My verdict on it is, I don't know. And here's why. Hax was able to use it at EVO. If he's able to use it at a national event, anyone should be able to use it at a national event. But if you take out the Smashbox, then everybody else has to get rid of their Smashbox. What about the people like Hax who have the hand condition problems and can't play on controller anymore? You're basically taking everything away from him. He wants to play the game, he wants to help out with the Smashbox, he wants to make players come into the scene with Smashbox. And it's understandable why. Is 1.02 the official game version in NTSC regions? Yes. Blur, why are you voting no on that one? And then, should a pause result in a penalty more severe than a stock loss, up to a game loss at tournament organizers' discretion? I feel like up to a game loss is bad. Now here's why. I also play King of Fighters. I also play Marvel. I also play other games where you have multiple characters on your, quote, team. The way that the pausing actually works is you lose that character that you have out on the field. Not anyone else. You lose that character. Or in this case, if you pause during a Street Fighter game, you lose that round. Tekken, you lose that round. One. Not the entire thing. One. I don't think the entire game should just like hinge on everything. And that's all the rules. Personally, it's okay, but I feel like there should be some adjustments to it. Like, say, they're saying the modifications in cases of the controller and the hardware of the controller are two different things. I feel like they're similar. If anyone has like an opinion on this, let me know in the comments. I would love to talk about it. But me as a stingy 22-year-old almost out of college, it's a thing. I need to have more time to actually watch everything from it. The code of conduct, act like a freaking human being. Coaching, match disruptions, how the game is supposedly played, that all looks good. Stage striking, everything's pretty normal from that point. The members, I still feel like 30 members is very low. But other than that, that is everything. And there's not a whole lot else to talk about. So, yeah. Thank you guys for listening in on me. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think is going to happen in the scene because of this. Let me know what you guys would want to try to implement in the rules. That being said, if you are interested in what happens in the scene or any like fighting game deal going on, come subscribe to the channel. I play fighting games. I'll talk about fighting game stuff. I'll post vlogs. And hopefully one day I'll be able to cosplay as said fighting game characters. So it's gonna be an interesting lifestyle. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my little spiel, and y'all have a good one. Peace.